Every single morning, within minutes of opening your eyes, your brain hits a biological wall that most people never see coming. It is not tiredness. It is not lack of sleep. It is a neurotransmitter production bottleneck that begins the moment you wake up and stays in place until you give your brain the one specific molecule it has been depleting all night long. The strange part is that the molecule your brain is starving for is sitting in your refrigerator right now, inside 2 boiled eggs. And the even stranger part is that those 2 eggs will only fix the bottleneck if you eat them in a very specific 60-minute window, in a very specific sequence, before you do anything else. If you eat them later in the day, they do not work. If you eat them with the wrong things, they do not work. Same eggs, same nutrition, completely different outcome depending on one single variable: timing. In 2019, a research team at UC Berkeley was analyzing data from a 6-month cognitive performance study. One group of participants had changed a single habit at the beginning of the trial. They began eating 2 boiled eggs within 30 minutes of waking up, before consuming anything else. No other changes. Same sleep schedule, same exercise routine, same total calorie intake. Just eggs first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. By the end of 6 months, this group showed an 18% improvement in working memory scores. Their reaction times had improved. Brain scans revealed increased activity in the hippocampus, the region responsible for forming and retrieving memories. The control group, eating the identical eggs at lunch or dinner, showed no measurable cognitive improvement at all. When the lead researcher, Dr. Wallace, reviewed the results, he thought there had been a data collection error. The difference was too large. He ran the entire study again with a new group of participants. The result was identical. Eggs eaten first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, produced a measurable, repeatable enhancement in brain function. Eggs eaten later in the day did nothing. The question that took another year to answer was why. What is happening in the brain during the first 60 minutes after waking that makes the timing of a boiled egg the difference between cognitive enhancement and no effect at all? The answer is not about the egg. The answer is about the bottleneck. Your brain does not run on food. It runs on neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that allow neurons to communicate with each other across the microscopic gaps called synapses. Every thought you have, every memory you form, every decision you make, every movement you coordinate, all of it depends on neurotransmitters being produced, released, and received at the right time in the right place. The most critical neurotransmitter for memory, focus, and learning is called acetylcholine. Without acetylcholine, you cannot form new memories. Without it, sustained attention becomes impossible. Without it, the signal that coordinates intentional movement breaks down. Your brain produces acetylcholine continuously throughout the day, but it does not store a reserve supply. Acetylcholine is manufactured on demand, in real time, using whatever raw materials are available in your bloodstream at that exact moment. The primary raw material is a molecule called choline. Here is where the bottleneck begins. Every night, while you sleep, your brain is not resting. It is consolidating the memories from the previous day, processing emotional information, running repair cycles throughout the nervous system, and clearing metabolic waste through the glymphatic system. All of these processes require energy, and many of them require acetylcholine. Over the course of 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your brain burns through its available choline supply doing this overnight metabolic work. By the time you wake up, your blood choline levels are at the lowest point they will reach in any 24-hour period. The machinery that produces acetylcholine is still intact. The neurons are ready, the enzymes are functional, but the fuel, the choline, is missing. This is the neurotransmitter bottleneck. It is not that your brain has stopped producing acetylcholine. It is that acetylcholine production is being throttled by substrate scarcity. You do not have enough choline in circulation to meet the brain's demand. This is the biological explanation for the morning fog that nearly everyone experiences, regardless of how many hours they slept. You wake up feeling groggy, unfocused, slow to process information. Most people assume this is normal tiredness and that coffee will fix it. Coffee does not fix it. Coffee blocks adenosine receptors, which creates the sensation of alertness, but it does nothing to address the underlying neurotransmitter production problem. The bottleneck is still there. Your brain is still trying to manufacture acetylcholine without enough choline to do it efficiently. 2 boiled eggs contain approximately 250 milligrams of choline, almost entirely in the form of phosphatidylcholine, which is one of the most bioavailable forms of choline found in any whole food. Bioavailability means how efficiently your body can absorb and use a nutrient once it enters your digestive system. Phosphatidylcholine is absorbed with exceptional efficiency, especially under one very specific condition, when it arrives in a fasted digestive system with nothing else competing for absorption. When you eat 2 boiled eggs on a genuinely empty stomach, nothing consumed beforehand, not even coffee, your digestive system is in a fasted state. There is no fiber slowing transit time. There is no other fat occupying the absorption pathways in the small intestine. There are no other proteins competing for the transport mechanisms that move amino acids across the intestinal wall. The phosphatidylcholine from the egg yolk is broken down by pancreatic enzymes, and the free choline is absorbed directly into the portal circulation, the vein that carries nutrients from the intestines straight to the liver. From the liver, choline enters general circulation and begins moving toward the brain. In the fasted state, your insulin levels are at their daily minimum. Insulin is the hormone that directs nutrients into storage, into fat cells, into glycogen reserves in the liver and muscles, into tissues that will use the nutrients later. When insulin is low, as it is every morning before the first meal, nutrients are not being routed into storage. They stay in circulation, available for immediate use by whatever organ system needs them most. The choline from the eggs does not get packed away. It stays in your bloodstream, and within 30 minutes of eating, plasma choline levels begin to rise. Within 45 minutes, they reach their peak. Studies using isotope-labeled choline molecules to track their movement through the body have confirmed that peak plasma choline concentrations in the fasted morning state are 30 to 40% higher than the peak levels achieved when the same eggs are eaten after other food has already been consumed. Your brain's entry point for choline is a transport protein embedded in the blood-brain barrier called the choline transporter. This protein actively pulls choline out of the blood and shuttles it into brain tissue. The rate at which it works is directly proportional to the concentration of choline in the blood. Higher concentration means faster delivery. During the 60-minute window after eating eggs on an empty stomach, when plasma choline is at its morning peak, choline delivery across the blood-brain barrier is happening at the fastest rate it will achieve all day. Inside neurons, choline is taken up by another transporter on the cell surface. Once inside, an enzyme called choline acetyltransferase combines it with a molecule called acetyl-CoA, a byproduct of mitochondria burning glucose for energy, to produce acetylcholine. The acetylcholine is packaged into vesicles and held at the synapse, ready to be released the moment that neuron needs to fire. The rate of this entire production chain, from choline entering the bloodstream to acetylcholine being available at the synapse, is limited at every step by how much choline is present. In the 60 minutes after eating boiled eggs on an empty fasted stomach, that rate is maximized. The bottleneck is gone. This is not a small effect. The 18% improvement in working memory that the UC Berkeley study documented is equivalent to the cognitive difference between a well-rested brain and a sleep-deprived brain. It is the difference between being able to hold a complex problem in your head while working through it and losing track halfway through. It is the difference between remembering names, details, and sequences on the first pass and needing multiple repetitions. And it is happening not because the brain is being given more energy. Eggs do not provide glucose, but because the brain is being given the specific precursor molecule it needs to produce the neurotransmitter that makes memory and focus possible. But here is where most people, even people who already eat eggs in the morning, inadvertently destroy the 60-minute window before it ever has a chance to work. They drink coffee first, or they drink coffee with the eggs, or they add milk and sugar to the coffee. Each of these seemingly harmless habits disrupts the fasted metabolic state, reduces choline absorption efficiency, and redirects the amino acids from the eggs away from the brain and toward other metabolic processes that are less urgent but more insulin sensitive. Caffeine stimulates the release of cortisol from the adrenal glands. Cortisol in the morning is not inherently bad. Your body naturally produces a cortisol spike in the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking, called the cortisol awakening response. This spike mobilizes energy, activates the immune system, and prepares your body for the day. But cortisol also promotes gluconeogenesis, the process by which your liver converts amino acids into glucose. When cortisol is elevated and protein arrives in the bloodstream at the same time, A portion of that protein gets diverted into glucose production rather than into the neurotransmitter synthesis pathways it would otherwise support. Coffee consumed before or with eggs amplifies the cortisol spike at the exact moment when the amino acids from those eggs are being absorbed. Some of the building blocks your brain needs for acetylcholine production get redirected into making blood sugar instead. Coffee also contains tannins, polyphenolic compounds that bind to proteins in the digestive tract and form complexes that reduce how efficiently those proteins are absorbed. Research examining protein absorption in the presence of tannin-containing beverages has documented reductions in absorption efficiency, ranging from 10 to 30%, depending on the concentration and timing. Drinking coffee at the same time as eating eggs means tannins are present in the small intestine during the exact window when egg protein is being absorbed. Some of the amino acids that would have been available for neurotransmitter synthesis bind to tannins and pass through the digestive system without being absorbed at all. If your coffee contains milk, cream, or sugar, the effect is even more disruptive. Any source of carbohydrate or milk protein triggers an insulin response. Even small amounts of added sugar produce a measurable rise in blood glucose, which signals the pancreas to release insulin. Once insulin is elevated, the fasted metabolic state that makes choline absorption so efficient begins to close. The 30 to 40% advantage in plasma choline concentration that the fasted state produces starts to narrow. Some choline still gets absorbed. It is not a complete loss, but the peak is lower, the delivery to the brain is slower, and the magnitude of the effect on acetylcholine production is reduced. Here is the sequence that preserves the full 60-minute window and removes the neurotransmitter bottleneck as efficiently as biology will allow. Wake up. Within the first 10 to 15 minutes, drink 2 glasses of warm water. Not cold water, warm. Cold water activates the sympathetic nervous system, which produces a mild stress response that partially disrupts the relaxed parasympathetic state that supports optimal digestion. Warm water rehydrates the body after 8 hours without fluid intake, restores the stomach's protective mucus layer, which is thinnest in the morning, and activates peristalsis, the wave-like muscular contractions that move food through the digestive tract. This prepares the system to absorb what is about to arrive. Within 30 to 45 minutes of waking, eat 2 boiled eggs. Boiled specifically, not scrambled in butter, not fried in oil. High heat applied to fat in the presence of phospholipids, the type of fat protein molecule found in egg yolk, produces oxidized lipid compounds that degrade the very phosphatidylcholine structure you are trying to deliver to your brain. Boiling keeps the yolk at a temperature that preserves the phospholipid structure intact. Eat the whole egg, including the yolk. 100% of the choline is in the yolk. The egg white provides high-quality protein and contains all 9 essential amino acids, but it has essentially no choline. If you eat only the whites, you are not addressing the bottleneck. After eating the eggs, do nothing else for 45 minutes. No coffee, no food, no fruit, no carbohydrate of any kind. This is the window during which plasma choline is rising, amino acids are entering circulation, and the brain's demand for neurotransmitter precursors is at its daily peak. Let the absorption happen without interference. Let the choline reach the blood-brain barrier at its maximum concentration. Let the acetylcholine production machinery work at full capacity. Use the 45 to 90-minute window after eating the eggs for the most cognitively demanding work of your day. This is when acetylcholine synthesis is running at its highest rate. This is when working memory capacity is maximized. This is when the ability to sustain focus on complex tasks is at its peak. Whatever requires the deepest concentration, the clearest thinking, the fastest problem solving, start it during this window. The biological advantage is temporary. By 2 hours after eating, plasma choline levels have normalized, the fasted metabolic state has fully closed, and the peak window is over. But the work you do during the peak is being done with your brain operating at a measurably higher capacity than it will have at any other point in the day. Coffee comes after the 45-minute mark. Once the absorption phase is complete, once plasma choline is already circulating, once the amino acids from the eggs have already entered the neurotransmitter production pathways. At this point, the cortisol that caffeine triggers is no longer arriving at the same moment as the protein your brain needs. The tannins in the coffee are no longer present during the absorption window. The caffeine still works exactly as intended, blocking adenosine receptors, creating alertness, improving reaction time. The difference is that it is no longer competing with the biological process that fixes the neurotransmitter bottleneck. Used in this sequence, water first, eggs second, 45 minutes of nothing, then coffee. The two habits amplify each other instead of working against each other. The neurotransmitter bottleneck is not a disease, it is not a disorder. It is a predictable, recurring metabolic state that happens every single morning as a direct consequence of how your brain uses choline overnight. The bottleneck is fixable, but it is only fixable during a narrow window of time, using a specific sequence of inputs, in the fasted metabolic state that exists for about 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up. 2 boiled eggs eaten during that window provide exactly the molecule the bottleneck is caused by a lack of, delivered in exactly the metabolic context that allows it to reach the brain at the highest concentration biology will permit. If this changed how you think about what you eat first thing in the morning, share it with someone who starts every day feeling foggy and assumes that is just how mornings feel. Subscribe to Your Body Decoded. Next week, we break down what happens when you eat those same 2 eggs at different times of day, and why your liver, not your brain, ends up with most of the choline if the timing is wrong.